Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Tuesday, May 1st, 2012. Welcome to the Sports Blitz. We're going to talk a little bit this week about the 2012 NFL Draft, which took place this past week. The NFL Draft is a very exciting event that happens each and every year, and really it's culmination, a lot of hard work for all of the players who got drafted. It's a celebration of a lot of hard work for all these players who may have started out in high school and then went to college, and then they were able to get drafted. And it really is a big accomplishment to get drafted, whether you're the first pick or the last pick or somewhere in between. It's a big accomplishment, and it's the celebration of the beginning of a new journey for a lot of these players as they get ready to begin their NFL career. And it's fun as a sports fan to evaluate these players and to evaluate all the teams as they make their picks. And there's a lot of trades that happen each and every year in the draft, and that's always exciting as well, to evaluate those trades and to determine your opinion as to who got the better of the trade. And you really get to evaluate all of the picks as well. So it's a very exciting event that I look forward to each and every year. And I'm just going to talk a little bit this week about the first 3 or 4 picks in the draft this past week. Obviously, we have to start with Andrew Luck, the quarterback out of Stanford. He was the number 1 overall pick for the Indianapolis Colts, and that was really a big surprise. We knew this for really a matter of months. Andrew Luck is one of the few prospects that I've seen in recent years who has no noticeable weaknesses. He's just such an outstanding talent in each and every way. He can make every throw. He's fast. He's tough. He's intelligent. You have to be intelligent to go to Stanford. And not only did he go to Stanford, but he has a 3.5 GPA. And he's such a hard worker. He doesn't mind getting into the film room and studying tape on how he does and on his opponents. And that's such an important quality to have if you're going to be a quarterback in the National Football League, especially these days. And if you look at the situation with the Indianapolis Colts, they obviously released Peyton Manning, and they feel that Andrew Luck is going to be the guy that's going to be able to lead them throughout the next 12 to 15 years, barring an injury. And the Colts obviously have a long way to go. They have to continue to put pieces around Andrew Luck offensively, and they have to solidify their defense. And they obviously have nowhere to go but up. And the Colts only won 1 game last year. So obviously they're going to improve, and maybe in the next 2 or 3 years they can get back to the level that they were when Peyton Manning was there. We'll just have to wait and see as far as that goes. Then with the number 2 pick, the Washington Redskins took Robert Griffin III, a.k.a. RG3. He, of course, won the Heisman Trophy at Baylor University last year, and he's also a quarterback, and he is quick as a hiccup. I mean, he ran a 4.36 in the 40-yard dash. He's a very accurate passer. He has a little bit more development to do, in my opinion, as far as the intangibles and making every throw and going through his progressions and not locking in on his primary receiver. You know, it's very important as a quarterback in the National Football League to be able to go through your progressions and to see the whole field and to use your eyes. You know, it's very important because every eye is on you when you have that football. And it's very important to go through your progressions and to not stare down receivers and to be intelligent. And it'll be interesting to see if RG3 can continue to develop in those areas. And he's in a very tough division with a lot of good defenses. You know, you look at the Dallas Cowboys, they have DeMarcus Ware. The Philadelphia Eagles have Nnamdi Asomugha. And the New York Giants, of course, won the Super Bowl this past year. And they have so many pass rushers that they use. And the NFC East is such a tough division, so it'll be interesting to see how RG3 does in his first year as the quarterback of the Washington Redskins. Then, of course, with the number 3 pick, the Cleveland Browns took running back Trent Richardson out of Alabama. Trent Richardson is just such a strong, durable running back, and ESPN's Todd McShay called him the best running back to come into the NFL since Adrian Peterson. And that's some very high praise. What Trent Richardson was able to do in the weight room at Alabama is legendary. And he was obviously very productive going all the way back to his freshman year at Alabama. And he really didn't take that much of a pounding if you think about it, because for most of his career at Alabama, he was sharing carries with Mark Ingram. So I think Trent Richardson is a very good pick for Cleveland, and it'll be interesting to see if Cleveland can surround him with more weapons on offense, especially at the wide receiver position. And if they can do that, they can be a big factor in the AFC North. So we'll see what happens as far as that goes. And then with number 4 pick, Minnesota took offensive lineman Mike Khalil out of USC. And I think this was a very smart pick for Minnesota because their quarterback, Christian Ponder, has had an injury history. And it's very important to get a left tackle in there who can protect Christian Ponder's blind side and help Christian Ponder to continue to develop as a quarterback and obviously keep him healthy. Matt Khalil is a very strong player and a big player. Obviously, he's 6'7", weighs about 306 pounds. His brother, Ryan Khalil, is a Pro Bowl center for the Carolina Panthers, plus their dad played in the NFL. So it's very important to have that pedigree, and it really helps you when you have all that knowledge coming in, from your dad, and to have those bloodlines. So we'll see if Matt Khalil can use all that and continue to work hard, and we'll see if he can continue to develop and become a Pro Bowler for many years to come in the National Football League. Obviously, Minnesota thinks he can do that. So that's about it for this week on the Sports Blitz. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see all of you next week.